Hey guys, hope all is well. I'm excited, so I'm going to share my excitement. Okay, so here are some of the original screens sent over from Sumer Booster from Jet2. All right, I'll just kind of click through. This is how they started to mock things up. That's kind of their dashboard. This is where you would choose your media. I think that's the dashboard again. I'll kind of just click around here and see where this takes me. This is how they demonstrate the process of transcribing and creating the different elements needed. This would be the AI processing. Then it takes you here, and it doesn't really scroll around, but it gives you an idea. Let me see, is there anything else to see in here? I always kind of get lost as I move around publishing. Okay, here's some additional screens just showing an idea. Okay, so all that to say, I took those screens last night while I was sitting on my couch and said, let's have a little fun in Claude. And at the same time, I took everything, that the outline document that I really sent them. I had a good conversation with my GPT, telling them the vision and what we're talking about. Hey, here's the document I sent to them. Here's the screens they sent back. Packaged it all up, had a little back and forth just to kind of refine the prompting. And then we plugged it into Claude, a few back and forth, everything. At the end of the night, it was like, it was one of those things, 3 a.m. It was just it was fun because I'll do one more thing and that turns into 30. So anyhow, I'd like to show you what Claude and I did last night in one session. Keep in mind, this is one session. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to minimize this. Of course, this is where Sermon Producer is at. Coming together. Got quite a bit of stuff going on in here. Nick's working on wiring this up, and yeah, it's looking good. It's simple. It's not easy to get lost in here. I think I said that right. And but it's come along. We got the new playlist edition, so at least you can access some RSS, and then you can go in and access your audio, video, and PDF if available. So producers. I gotta get my terms right. I spent a lot of time in Booster last night, so my brain's wired that way. Okay, so moving in. So here's what we did. We took the screens from Jet2 and with a big prompt and some conversation, some structuring, this is what we ended up with at the end of the night. So the sign-in page, now the blues and stuff are not perfect. I noticed this blue's a little off, but anyhow, those are details we'll get in. So I sign in. Here's the Booster dashboard. Again, kind of the idea of building like a suite of software that all kind of looks the same, flows the same. That way you use one of our softwares, you're probably going to be pretty adept in others. So it creates a nice connection that way. So create echoes, echo gallery, analytics, manage destinations, just a quick overview on how it works. Select the media, let the AI process it, take a look at your echoes, publish and share them, and then there's more you can do with the transcript. So just a pretty good presentation all. Now what's cool is this is almost completely like all the placeholders, not all of them, but I bet you most of them are here. Like it's really quite impressive as far as, and that's all I did last night. Just kept crawling through and saying, okay, let's work on this scene, and it would stitch it together. So looking good. Even things like the upgrade and just some suggested pricing. I was looking at that. It's interesting to see what their model says. But anyhow, okay, back to this, the create echo process. So this content gets pulled in from your Sermon Producer. You can look at your source live recordings or your archive content. Then you just pick the media. Now this will run through. You'll be able to pick what you build for each when you run this through our system or through your Booster. And portions, I'll give you a little bit more of a breakdown on that. On the portrait mode. So this would be the output after it's processed your source video. Here it's saying, okay, here's the echoes for this particular service. I created 4 echoes. It thinks this is going to be the winner. You can further go in if you need to and modify what it's done. The music, the timing. If I scroll down here, I can kind of zoom in to see where this falls in on the transcript. Yeah, and then once so you just make your edits. Let me go back to the edit gallery. And then once that echo is created, it's added to the echo gallery. You can go in and further edit it, and then you approve it. Once you approve it, now its status changed, and we can go to publish mode. This is where you can say, okay, I want it to go to these destinations, sermon.tv, Facebook, so on. The schedule, you can say, I want this one to go out perhaps on Wednesday. Give them a couple days, let that sermon cook, and then we'll hit them again. And then just the download links again. So much detail here already. Now, here's another exciting part. So when you create the echo, upload your media, create the echo, now you've added another item to your transcript. So this would be like the history of your transcripts. I go into the transcript. Here's the transcript here for the sermon, and down the left side here is everything we can do to this transcript, and this could always be evolving and changing and customizing, and this is everything that's been done. So you come into your transcript, you say, okay, let's do this. So for example, in this one, it's made a study guide and stuff. Now this isn't very detailed, we'll need to crawl in here, but consider it a good placeholder. So that's your transcripts library that you build with every sermon you process, and then your destinations gives you an idea of what's connected, what your total hits are. Oh, the other thing I noticed on the Echo Gallery, for the ones that are published, here it gives you an idea of your access rates across the different destinations. This is stuff that's going to take a little while to wire up, but we can pull things back if we want to do an MVP, but having this big vision here is super helpful just for the whole development process. So yeah, I mean, I thought that was pretty awesome that, again, one session to take a few, you saw the screens, they weren't super detailed, super elaborate, but when you put it all together and then give it good instructions, one session, and we have a good framework that's easy to start thinking marketing, easy to start. Anyhow, I'm rambling. It was a long night, but a good night. All right, guys, take care. Keep on keeping on.